Addo TV, bringing good things to life. Addo TV, bringing good things to life.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on today's news bulletin. It's the 14th of February 2022. You're welcome to the AM News, coming to you live from our studios at the John Evans 50th Mills High Street in Accra. We are also streaming live on Facebook at Addo TV Ghana, on YouTube at Addo TV GH, and around the world at AddoNewsOnline.com. My name is Jonathan. I'm now coming up in this bulletin. Embattled Asin North Member of Parliament has stated that an innocent person has nothing to fear. What caused such a statement? We'll bring you details of that, including the members of parliament underscoring the importance of the National Chocolate Day to national development. Details to that and more right to the news bulletin. Do stay. For staying with us on the Valentine's Day edition of the AM News. Remember, this is your hub of comprehensive and compendious news. Now to our very first story. The embattled member of parliament for Asin North constituency, Honorable James Jache Kwesen, has described assertions that he is running away from being served as false. Speaking to the press earlier in parliament, the member of parliament, whose position as elected representative for the people of Asin North in parliament, says he has nothing to worry about, declining to speak further on any matters arising because the case is still in court. The member of parliament says an innocent person has nothing to fear, adding that he trusts the judicial system to ascertain the charges leveled against him.
Are you in high spirit? Have you been served?
I cannot actually comment on any matter that is in the courts, but I can tell you I'm in a very high spirit. An innocent person has nothing to fear. That's all I can say.
But then did you throw out the bailiff who came to your house?
No, I've just said to you I can't go beyond that.
But do you feel persecuted?
I cannot. No. All I'll say to you at this point As you are all aware, this matter is in court. I believe and trust in the judicial system because that's the way for people to measure their innocence.
You
or
trust
guilt.
the system, but you are evading service.
No.
You've been moving
No,
away.
no,
You are
no, no.
dodging the police.
I think you are making up your story. All I'll say to you is that I am not going to go into any extent to own up any information to you. All I'll say to you is that matters are in court and leave the courts to do their work.
But are you evading service?
Will you avail yourself? Will you avail yourself for service, or have you been served?
I cannot comment any further. All I'll say to you is that I'm conducting my parliamentary duties, and that's all I can say. Thank you.
From that February 14th is instituted as National Chocolate Day by the Ghana Tourism Authority for the commemoration of cocoa and cocoa farmers in Ghana. This year's theme, Love Your Ghana Cocoa, Cocoa from Us with Pride. Our pride, our cocoa, expected to be celebrated today. Making a statement on the floor of Parliament, the Member of Parliament for Offensu South highlighted the entire essence of the National Cocoa Day. National Chocolate Day is meant to raise awareness of the need to patronize cocoa products as a means of helping generate more revenue for national development and improve general well-being.
Thank you for the opportunity to present a statement on the celebration of this year's National Chocolate Day to this august house. Love your Ghana cocoa, cocoa from us with pride. Our pride, our cocoa, is the theme for this year's celebration. Mr. Speaker, on the occasion of the 2022 National Chocolate Day celebration, which falls on Monday, the 14th of February, we wish the Tetekwashi family, our cherished cocoa farmers, processors, traders, cocoa value chain actors, policymakers, government officials, foreign partners, and consumers of cocoa in Ghana and all over the world a happy and a successful celebration. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Tourism Authority instituted the commemoration of this day in 2005, in partnership with Ghana Cocoa Board and the Cocoa Processing Company to coincide with the Valentine's Day. The day is meant to raise awareness of the need for the public to patronize cocoa products as a means of helping generate more revenue for national development and to improve our general well-being. Mr. Speaker, cocoa has so many health benefits and uses, and I pray that one day Ghana will be in the position to process all of our cocoa, or at least the greater part of cocoa produced in the country, to improve our national economy. Cocoa can be used for the production of soaps, cosmetic products, wine, whiskey, brandy, jam, vinegar, marmalade, bitters, animal feed, and fertilizers. Mr. Speaker, cocoa powder can also be incorporated into our traditional diets, such as banku, soups, baked products, breakfast cereals, and many more. Mr. Speaker, this statement is intended to raise awareness about the health benefits of cocoa consumption. Mr. Speaker, Ghanaians are therefore encouraged to patronize made in Ghana chocolate and cocoa products and give them out as presents to their loved ones, especially on special occasions such as chocolate days. It is important to give children chocolate and other cocoa-based products on a daily basis to help them develop intellectually. The promotion of the National Chocolate Day is therefore a good initiative, and the support ought to be extended to all other goods made in the country. Long live Tatakashi memories. Long live National Chocolate Day. Long live
month of love and this National Chocolate Day, we are all entreated to purchase Ghana's cocoa, Ghana's chocolate to ensure national development. Away from that, the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, as on Thursday, February 10, began a 10-day working visit to France, Guyana, Belgium, and Germany, among others. The 10-day visit is focused on diplomatic meetings, summit, and to participate with its visiting countries. The president was accompanied by the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Shirley Ayoko-Botry, the Minister for National Security, Honorable Albert Kandapa, the Minister for Environment, Science, Technology, and Innovation, Honorable Kwekwe Friye, and officials from the Presidency and Foreign Ministry. However, in accordance to Article 60, Clause 8 of the Constitution, it states that in the absence of the President, the Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, will take the position of the Presidency in his stead.
His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo will be visiting countries like Germany, Belgium, Guyana, France and the United Kingdom. His first port of call will be Brest, France, where at the invitation of His Excellency Emmanuel Macron, President of the French Republic, he will participate in the One Ocean Summit to be held on Friday, 11th February 2022. Up to 40 world leaders are due to make ambitious and concrete commitments towards combating illegal fishing, decarbonizing shipping, and reducing plastic pollution at what is billed as the first high-level summit dedicated to the ocean. Thereafter, the President will, at the invitation of His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Ifran Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, travel to Georgetown, Guyana, participate as a keynote speaker at the Maiden International Energy Conference and Expo by Guyana to be held from 15 to 18 February 2022. Ghana and Guyana are developing close working relations into the oil and gas sector. Following the visit to Guyana, he will travel to Marburg, Germany, at the invitation of Kenub Foundation to participate together with President Macky Sall and Paul Kagame of the Republics of Senegal and Rwanda respectively at the presentation of the biotech modular production facility for mRNA vaccines on Wednesday, 16 February 2022, towards a Pan-African project for the establishment of a vaccine manufacturing plant in Africa. President Akufo-Addo will then travel to Paris, France, to meet with President Emmanuel Macron, together with other African heads of state, on the security situation in the Sahel and Africa in general in the evening of 16 February 2022. He will also participate in a meeting with President Emmanuel Macron and some heads of state from the ECOWAS region in the morning of 17 February 2022 to discuss the security situation in ECOWAS. After this meeting, he will travel to Brussels, Belgium, to participate in the Africa Union European Union AU-EU Summit to be held from 17th to 18th February 2022, and then travel to the United Kingdom for a private visit.
From that, social media has been set ablaze after former President John Dramani Mahama has wrote an open letter to current President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. In a letter, the former head of state outlined series of press oppressions of government has waged over a short period of time.
Former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has written an open letter to current President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The said letter, according to former President, is about how appalled he is at the current President for the growing criminalization of speech and journalism in Ghana. The letter reads, "Dear President Nana Akufo-Addo, I am appalled at the growing criminalization of speech and journalism in Ghana under your watch in the 21st century. An investigative journalist was murdered under very troubling circumstances, yet while the Ghanaian people and international community have demanded justice, government's inability or unwillingness to act is obvious to all. The police have virtually shelved the investigations into this brutal murder. There have also been several disturbing incidents of harassment of journalists in the line of duty. We have witnessed media establishments closed down on your instructions despite many appeals to you. Now, in a space of less than 2 weeks, 4 people have suffered police action, criminalizing their right to free speech. As Attorney General at the time, you led the repeal of criminal libel law in order that citizens could freely express their view. It is unconscionable to be suppressing the right and criminalizing the speech of citizens and journalists. It is even more worrying when the power of the state is used as a pliant tool in this intimidating endeavor. Radio and TV presenter Captain Smart was dragged from court, and although he had been granted bail, sent into detention. Another radio presenter, Ohinebabuama Beni, has been incarcerated for statements he allegedly made. A civil society activist was arrested, detained, sent to court on criminal charges, granted bail, and yet detained again for making a statement against you, President Akufo-Addo. As if to suggest insincerity behind the serious decriminalization of speech that you led, another radio presenter, Bobby Ansah, has been arrested, detained, and charged, criminalized for speaking and making allegations against your wife. Again last week, security personnel linked to your party brutalized a radio presenter and producer in the city of Takoradi. Such lawless attacks have today become common occurrences in our country. It is even more sad that the Journalists Association and its senior members, many of our clergy and other moral leaders, scared because of the oppressive and dictatorial regime you are running, have remained quiet in the face of this disturbing development in our maturing democracy. This is a dangerous blueprint you are fashioning for our dear nation and must not be encouraged. Your actions as president have totally discredited your self-acquired accolade as a man, as a human rights lawyer and activist. Ghana has long emerged from unfortunate past where journalists were cowed by incarceration and brutalization. I fear that if you do not take immediate action to arrest this unfortunate trend when you exit the high office of president in January 2025, freedom of speech and a free media will certainly not be counted as part of the legacy you leave behind. Your brother, John Dramani Mahama, the letter said.
Well, there you have it, a letter by a former president to the current one. Now let's move to the Savannah region. Honorable Lawyer Abu Jinapo, Minister for Lands and Natural Resource, has lauded the Gonja community in Kintampo, led by Chief Kanyiti, for organizing their annual Damba Festival for the Gonja community and has called on them to choose peace over violence in all cases. Our Savannah regional correspondent, Salifu Adam Jabu, has more in the next report.
Lands Minister Abu Jinapo has called on the people of the Gonja traditional area and Ghanaians in general to choose peace over violence any day, anytime. The lawmaker also thanked all other ethnic groups for the role they have played in peace building and coexisting all these years without any recorded cases of violence or internal conflict.
Me baha na ma ba me diemu bono isi ha me baha na ma ba me diemu se na mu nyina mu nim no abra me so se me ware man ko ba bia nkonya oba se me ware se krabon so ha ya na me be ware oba enti sebe kintampo mai ane bono isi mai de me mo ase nti me baya na na mo mai hire ene nkranza hifu me baya na ma ba me diemu na ba ma bai ne ba besren kabom ene ekroye besremu kintampo ha ana yen gana fo ahuro nyina ya boy ho dompema ye de kintampo ha so ene ye wi ase nyina mfimfi enti sene amode ekroye ene asumdue ene nkabom ete kintampo ha no monkoso na montena hasa na mode sredi amode atumanim se secondary school amode atumanim Amia minia on Pujakala, Yako Parliament, Nipa Bako, Madame for Sunko, any NDC MP on Pujakala, or Brasia Kessie, Amineno, Yedink Tahu Bebre, Osaso Eyeminia, Onosodia to Menim say, Kintampo my Mope Secondary School.
Abujinapo admitted seeing on social media some commentaries alleged to have been made by the Bono East Regional Minister, but was quick to add that the statement attributed to the minister was inaccurate and should be disregarded. He made a passionate appeal to Gonjalanders in that part not to choose violence as a way of settling issues because that approach is punishable by law. Gonja Youth Association President Lawyer Alhaji Mohammed Amin Osman also added that
it is becoming increasingly clear that government alone cannot provide all our needs as a community. That is why most communities and traditional areas have used such occasions to initiate development projects, and hope yours is not an exception. I hope this festival will open the floodgates for the cross-fertilization of ideas and rich experiences, which in turn will serve as a springboard for the change in attitude.
How life together is in harmony is an essential part of human life. It is something that comes from both the heart and the mind. It allows us to create more emphatic and understanding society where we can come together to solve problems more easily. I move forward as one. In that, we all have an important role to play. If we want to achieve this, we each have the responsibility to get to know and understand one another and see ourselves reflected in those around us, and this will help promote empathy and tolerance. Ladies and gentlemen, let me state once again here that, indeed, our ancestral historical relationship with our brothers and sisters Gonjas cannot be denied.
The celebration was attended by other ethnic groups in Kintampo, notably the Waranga community led by Chief Fanimana, the Sisala Chokosi, among other venerable ethnic groups.
Advise you should choose peace over violence anytime and any day. Well, away from that, let's treat some health-related matters. To enhance efficiency and healthy state of its staff, management of the National Ambulance Service has organized a free medical screening for its staff in the Greater Accra region. According to management, the nature of work of an emergency medical technician puts many in a compromising situation that affects their well-being, which tends to affect the effectiveness of their work, and this hence necessitated the conduction of this exercise.
In the welcome address, the acting director of operations, Foster Anson Bridjan, explained that over 65 emergency medical technicians get infected by COVID-19 and other diseases despite having PPEs. For this and other reasons, he stated that management of the National Ambulance Service collaborated with Hag Hospital and Fertility Center to screen 400 of its staff in the Greater Accra region.
Once again, on behalf of our CEO, I would like to say that indeed, the work that we do puts us sometimes in a very tight corner where we are prone to various forms of diseases. Infections and other things are bound to happen. We all know what COVID has done to some of our colleagues. We had about 65 of our members being infected with COVID. And most of them, it is because of the work that we have been doing, saving the lives of our people. And in doing so, sometimes we also find ourselves being infected or having some kind of ailments as a result of the work that we are doing. We always talk about making sure that we use our personal protective equipment as expected. But who knows? In spite of whatever you use, you may not know when you may get in contact with the fluid of a patient, and so doing, finding yourself in an unfortunate situation.
The medical screening thus covers blood pressure, blood glucose, hepatitis B, cervical, HIV, syphilis, and eye testing, among others. Again, delivering talk in general ambulance operations, Mr. Anson Bridjan reiterated the need for the adherence of approved ethics that governs the ambulance.
The ambulance is our main tool. Sometimes we may be 3, 4, 5, or 6 people on duty at a time. When there is an emergency, how many people are required to board the ambulance? We've observed that sometimes we pack ourselves into the ambulance, knowing the fact that when we get to the scene, sometimes a relative or two also join the ambulance. So we realize that we become crowded in the ambulance, and it doesn't go well for all of us. We are here talking about our health needs. So if you overcrowd yourselves in the ambulance and there is any problem, how do we deal with it? Anybody in the ambulance, as we have always been saying, you must have a seat belt. So if you sit in an ambulance and where you are sitting, you are unable to have a seat belt to protect you, then you are not needed in the ambulance.
He further stressed that the EMT are to be the watchdog by drawing the driver's attention when he is overspeeding.
But sometimes, in spite of all the training that we're giving to you, in spite of all the talks, we sometimes overreact. And as a result of that, we get ourselves involved in road traffic crashes. Yes, indeed, we are running an emergency. And it is said that we should get to the scene on time so that we can save our patients. In doing so, we must be very careful. We need to also abide by all road traffic regulations as demanded of us. Because if you get yourself involved in any road traffic crash and the investigations are conducted and you will find yourself as being culpable, the law will not, or the law will deal with you, irrespective of the fact that you were running an emergency. Our EMTs who are on board the ambulance are supposed to be the watchdogs. If you realize that the driver is overspeeding, you have a right to draw his attention. He may not know that he is doing that because of the urgency of the case. So set as a watchdog, guide them so that they will always drive within the acceptable speed limits.
Speaking also on personal hygiene, Dr. Felicia Freeman, who is the Deputy Regional Coordinator, highlighted the effect of the absence of proper regular personal hygiene on the patients and the EMTs.
We are health professionals. We pick infections, right? We see to patients, we pick infections from patients. And we ourselves, if we don't also have, this good personal hygiene, we'll also end up transmitting infections to our patients and to others as well. You understand? All right. We also want to prevent fecal-orally transmitted diseases. You see, to a patient, you don't wash your hands, you go and eat, you are taking in the infections. Wash your hands in 20 seconds. Okay, it shouldn't be 5 seconds, it shouldn't be 10 seconds. 20 seconds, because by that time you are sure to have gotten rid of all the germs on your hand. A lot of people they have these long nails, and when you look inside the nails, so much dirt have piled up in there, all right? You're supposed to keep your nails short and neat. Washing your clothes very well, drying it under the sun.
A clinician from Hague Hospital, Dr. Isabella, urged the technicians to endeavor to undergo personal medical screening.
What are we doing for ourselves? The year has started. We've had a long Christmas break this Christmas because it was quite long. The weekends came in well, so it made the weekends very long, and we all had fun. What are we doing new for ourselves this year? What medical screening are you ready to do for yourself so that you have sound mind to go through the year? Have you thought of just having a general checkup for yourself? Have you thought of checking your cholesterol levels? Have you thought of just doing a random sugar check just to see if you're not picking up anything anywhere? Are we doing well with our coronavirus, what's it called? The precautions to do. Are we doing it? So it's just a little reminder that if we are not there, we can't move on. We have to work. To work, we need to have energy enough to work. And to get energy, we have to have good health.
Accordingly, the acting director urged them to keep up the good work they are doing for the nation.
Best and ensure that we drive safely to our various scenes that we are responding to or cases that we are responding to, and also drive safely from the scene to the hospital with our patients so that we can achieve our goal of saving.
Choosing Addo News. On that very note, this is how far we climax today's edition of the AM News right from our studios at the John Evans Fifth Mills High Street in Accra. For more news, do well to log on to our website on addonewsonline.com. Until then, my name is Jonathan Armah. It is the Valentine's Day. Show some love to that special someone, to that loved one out there. From the rest of the team and myself, a lovely Valentine to you all. Good morning.